hope I don't have them on my pimples. I really don't care. So, morning thought. Wait, Echo, stop, bro. So I'm sorry I say bro a lot. Yes, I am in bed. Yes, it's 3:42 in the afternoon. I think I kind of went to bed really late. It kind of varies since I don't have like a job right now. I can like kind of go to bed when I want. It's basically if you have a teenage schedule, right? My kitchen is still kind of messy. I realized I really love shrimp scampi, but or not shrimp, just scampi sauce, but I get really bad acid reflux, so it like, but some insight. So, being a card reader or whatever, so I did like a bunch of readings last night, and this is what makes dating really hard and life sometimes difficult, but I press through because I'm like, I know that I am a very faithful person. Like, I do believe in God. I can't really say I'm religious because I don't really go to church. I don't know if that's bad. I don't really read the Bible. I know there's people that legit can like quote the Bible really well. I can't do that. And I guess you can call me a bad Christian. Say what you will. I really don't care. To me, your relationship with God doesn't really. You can go to. Let me tell you, you can go to church so many times and you could still be an asshole. People cheat on their wives. They do backhanded bad business deals. You know, or not backhanded. Well, yeah, underhanded, I guess. So, anyways, I don't want to talk about the Catholic Church because I'm sure there's a lot of really good Catholic people. But more early morning thoughts. It's just weird, you know, like I've done interviews like recently for some jobs, and I guess I want to say a certain term or phrase for like what I'm going through, but I'm kind of scared too because then it veers on being like in the whole cuckoo gang stalking crew, you know, like the people when you go on Quora and you're like, those people are deranged and demented. Oh, they're being stalked by whatever, and I'm like, I just don't want to go there because it's just like I know it, but I don't want to go there and put it out on the internet because then it's out there, you know, and it's like you can, once you are under scrutiny for like certain things, and you can, I mean, not to say it's like honestly, so to be honest, right? If we're honest, being honest talk right now, I know 100%, I'm pretty sure what happened to me. So like I said in my other videos, I did the forgiveness video. I was going to do one about gang stalking, but I kind of don't, I don't want to make like a thumbnail with my cute like gingham plaid thing with my hearts and be like, let's talk about gang stalking. I don't want to do that. It would be such a dichotomy, right? An oxymoron for me to put like a cute little thumbnail and talk about something so egregious and malicious and horrible. My bunny bear. My bunny bear. Hi, Bibber. But anyways, so I woke up pretty late. I ended up getting from cooking a stain on my dress that I got from Stitch Fix that I love. It's this really nice material. It's orange. I had gotten it around like Halloween time. You want to jump up on the bedsies? This is the look she's giving me right now. She puts her head on the, like, please. You can jump up, Bibber. I know you jumped up before. Let me tell you, if no one believes in miracles, let me tell you something. I wholeheartedly believe in miracles because my dog, I swear to God, I thought she was on death's door. I had called a euthanization company or like an end of life company. And I remember, and these are where I know dogs are sentient beings because I looked her in the eye and I was like, Bonnie, look, she jumped up. I'm telling you, I know my dog. She wasn't able to do that before, and she jumped up, and now she's gonna sit in the little diamond. So when I lay down, I make this diamond. I know you can't really see it, but I make this diamond shape so my leg is here, right? My other leg is here, and then my feet are here. So she's in this diamond shape of my legs, right? But if you don't believe in miracles, let me tell you, like, I wholeheartedly believe that there is a cosmic or ethereal force that exists and permeates through all of society. And God, let me tell you, the energy right now, this is a download I'm getting, God is pissed, bro. Whatever you claim God to be, God is angry. And just like, God doesn't get angry. And I pulled cards the other day and it literally said, I have one that says creator, avenger. So take that what you will from it, but God is angry at people, people choosing evil, darkness, it's almost like I feel like sometimes people choose violence or war or negativity instead of civility and speaking, like, you know, and speaking. Because when you have a disagreement with someone, right, or if someone opposes you in some way, the civil, mature way to go about it is you have a reasonable, rational, logical, one-on-one discussion with that person, whether it's at a job, whether it's with a boss, whether it's with a boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife. You sit down, you don't stonewall, you don't ghost them, you don't go, oh, I'm not going to talk to them, because that's passive aggressive. You sit there and you deal with it, right? You one-on-one, you say, hey, let's have, that's what a mature, civilized adult, like, human being would do, right? Even if you're a kid, even, what do they teach you in school? When I worked in a preschool, when I was a preschool educator, or early childhood educator, if you will, the first thing that we spoke of and I used to do after school care too, so I had to oversee and supervise, this was back in Miami. I had to supervise the fifth graders, the sixth graders when they were playing out in the field, and it was, you know, pick up carpool time, and these kids were staying over till like 6 o'clock because their parents worked or whatever. So the moment there was some disagreement, we would literally say, okay, Frankie, Frankie and Joey get in an argument over a card game. He goes, or a video game. Oh, he took my Xbox game, or like he's not letting me play more, because they would fight over video games or something, you know, over there, because they had was it Nintendo Switch, the handheld ones, and they'd be like, but he's not letting me play more turns, or he's taking more time on it. And I'd say, okay, let's create a game plan. You tell him how you feel, and then Frankie, maybe you divvy up the time. You know, I would say, tell them how you feel. Don't accuse them. Say, I don't like it. You use I statements. You say, I don't like it when you do this, this, and this. That's what we taught children. I feel like we're living in a time now where instead of being rational and reasonable, mature adults, we live in a time where, and let me tell you, this is what I've surmised because I've been in it. I was a victim of this. When I tell you I've literally been stalked, I've been hacked, and I now realize I think it was just one big joke / prank. I'm not kidding. And you're going to be like, Ashley, why would someone go so hardcore for 4 years? People aren't right in the head. They're literally, I really do think, just like there's angels, there's demons. And I think people are being coerced or manipulated by some really dark energy. And it's scary. And instead of like being normal human beings, people have resorted to violence. They've resorted to slander, defamation, character assassination, maybe real assassinations, mind control. I hate to put it out there, but it's true. And mind control, you don't have to be like, oh, that's a government thing. No, people do mind control by, people do mind control every day. There's parents that mind control children, that literally like try to get children to see the way that they wanted to see it, right? By manipulating their perspective in some way, shape, or form. That happens. The media, we, you know, all the time, propaganda, right? When you're watching advertisement, that's mind control, because, and hear me out when I say this, they're trying to get you to buy something, right? So if you see something on repeat, a repeated stimulus, that becomes, it comes in your orbit, right? Your thought orbit, your cognitive mental orbit. So if I see the same car over again, for instance, I've been seeing a lot of Mazda something. Mazda, I think, is like I think it's an offshoot of Infinity. I'm not sure, but I see that a lot. I see a lot of what you would think would be those undercover cop cars, like the black SUVs and the white ones and gray ones. I don't really think anything of it, because really there's people who drive those cars. I love those cars, by the way. If I could have a car in the future, when I drove a Ford Explorer when I was in Philadelphia, it was amazing. The coolest car. And then when you zoom it, coolest car. Anyways, yeah, so this is kind of where I feel like we've dropped the ball. We've turned into the society of being, I think there's people that are big bullies, like corporations and stuff that go out there that pick on people. And I think I've been a victim of this for almost a few years now, and people have switched it up and turned it into this, like, I literally, because of hacking and stuff I've gone through, I go, is someone literally insinuating that I was a research project or an experiment? And I go, no, God. I'm like, we don't do this in this country. We're too good for that. And then I have to take a moment, and I'm like, holy shit, I don't think that, you know, And it's crazy. Like, this is legitimately, this is what has gone on, even about my love life, about dating. I think people have resorted to disempowering or discouraging or try to belittling people that they feel that they have an authority over. And this is true. This is why I'm really reluctant. Unfortunately, I don't have anything against cops. I don't. But because of what I went through, unfortunately, I have a mistrust in some individuals in law enforcement or even military because, and again, I can't generalize. Don't bite your feet, baby. Bonnie likes to bite her little toesies. I think she has allergies. I really do. So she bites her nails. What are you doing? She licks at her paws a lot. So I'm assuming that's an allergy. But yeah, like I realized, I go, like, our world, we don't deal with things. And you would think, oh, we have United Nations, we have Senate meetings, we have Congress meetings. That doesn't mean shit. And I'm sorry, my hair looks like a hot mess. That doesn't mean shit. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Because honestly, I don't believe anything until I see it in action. And to be honest, the fact that the fact that I've gone through so much shit, and I'm talking, when I tell you, I feel like I've been poisoned, I've been drugged. I know you're gonna be like, oh, that's crazy. Then why aren't you dead? I'm like, well, that's God. That's a miracle, you know. There's this idea that some people are, you know, in the Bible, there's this thing called the 144,000. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Hello. Okay. See, Bonnie knows when I'm upset or something. She gives me kisses. I give Bonnie kisses. What are you doing? Are you going on your back? Are you going on your back? I love you. You got out of the diamond Jeep? This is dog mom life. I have a dog that jumps into the bed at 3:54 in the afternoon. I will say though, I do want to have a schedule. I want to have a routine because it's just not healthy to like wake up at a different times of the day. Hi. I think Bonnie and I were both attacked, to be honest. Right? I love you. I love you. Your belly. But yeah, it's frustrating when I, you know, with life and stuff, the way things go, and it's like, especially when you're intuitive, you know that shit's going on behind the scenes, and I can't do shit about it. Like, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a doctor, honestly, and this is the crazy part too, I think because people almost have exploited in terms of psychic abilities, I feel like I was put through this really rigorous psychic test. I know that's gonna sound weird to some people, but like, yeah. That I really do think that. And then I think I was exploited by some specific groups of people, like interest groups. It's a hot mess, basically. And to them, I should be dead, but I'm alive. So, and that's why I'm doing a vlog about surviving trauma and stuff. Are you scratching your ears? She's scratching your ears. And let me tell you something, like, if you're somebody who you watch this and you by chance you come across my channel, you're like, oh, this is interesting. This girl's talking about she says that she's been stalked, she's been hacked, and you know, and I have been, like, I couldn't prove it because I don't have, mind you, I tried to get a private investigator when I was back in Miami. I paid $300 for it was $250, and then I gave a $50 tip to him in cash for a background check on a specific individual. That thing came back clean, basically, but then I did my own research, and that person, I found out that they were on a watch list for narcotics, and I'm like, oh shit. And then that's when I went to my precinct and I was like, I need help. You guys need to help me. Didn't get much out of it. And it's funny enough that when I heard back from them, and because I got a letter in the mail from the police department, and they said, it said, what did it say? It said, I'm sorry, and I was told after I put in the complaint or whatever, or like the incident report, that I would be followed up by a detective. I never was. And my mother was the one who actually, when I got the letter, because I lived at home at the time, she went through, bless you, she went through the mail, and she went through and opened my letter, and she said, you're not going to like this, and I really would appreciate if she didn't. So another reason why I'm kind of on the outs with my family, you know, I feel like it's like, it was, yeah. Anyways, so, now I'm kind of like, I don't know, I'm just so, I don't want to be angry, because anger is like poison. You know, anger is poison for the soul. It's poison for the mind. You have to be able to control your anger and, you know, resentment, because that literally, to me, I think when you think of disease, your body is in a state of dis-ease, right? If you break down the words, like etymology, I don't know if it's etymology or etiology, right? There's a certain term when it's basically the science or the study of breakdown of language, of words. So dis-ease, right? Your body's in a state of dis-ease. It's uneasy, right? So it's like, for me, I try not to get too angry or too bitter, because that literally will, like cortisol, which is the stress hormone, epinephrine, all that stuff. Hi. Thank you. Thank you. You know, that will all take a toll on you. Hi. I love you. I love you. I feel bad I haven't taken her for a walk in 2 days, but the weather's supposed to be like horrible. I looked and it's sunny right now, but it was supposed to be like rainy weather the whole weekend. So, you know. In other news, I feel proud of myself. So I was gonna have this like sexy time. I call sex sexy time. And I know I don't look sexy right now, but this is, again, I wanted to do a real-time vlog to talk about my life. Like the parts, you know, where I get made up and do makeup, and then where I don't look so whatever. So sexy. Because this is my life. This is, you know, I don't go to sleep with makeup on unless I forget to take a shower. But, but I did cancel a sexy time thing. I deleted a lot of matches, actually. I'm so picky with men. The moment, and this is the hard part when you're dating, if you're an intuitive empath person, it is so fucking hard, because you can tell when people are lying and shit. Like, I can tell when a guy is lying. Like, I'm like a human lie detector, basically. And it's frustrating, because it's like, you know, like, you want to go out on a date, you want to do fun stuff, maybe you want to be intimate, and then you find out the guy is unavailable or cheating, or maybe even queer, and and has children, and he lies to you and says he doesn't have children, and his name that he used is not really his name. You're like, holy shit. You're like, are these people psychopaths? You're like, what the fuck? It's so confusing. And then so I have to make the hard decision. And this is, let me tell you, ladies, men, this is really a blog geared towards women, but ladies, please, for the love of God, please do not sacrifice your self-respect or your worth for any man. Please, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to go on a date with, like, take yourself out on a date. I've done that numerous times. Like, when I had money, I would go and I would sit somewhere. Yeah, I'd go by myself. I'd order a glass of wine. I did that in Philadelphia a lot. I literally would go to like brunch by myself or with Bonnie. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with loving your own company. In fact, I encourage you, if you're a single woman or a single man, please go take yourself out on a date. And if someone stares at you, they're like, oh, they're alone. Why aren't they dating? Because if you can feel other people's energy and thoughts and stuff like I can, like, don't feel discouraged. Create like a energetic shield. Like, imagine yourself being wrapped in a bubble, in your own little date bubble, right? And all the outside noise, like, trust me, it works. Like, make a mental bubble, wrap yourself in that bubble, and be like, no weapon, speak affirmation to it. Be like, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And take yourself out on a date. Put on your makeup, or men, if you're a man, if you want to sit at the bar. I've eaten at, so I went, when I was in Philadelphia, there was a place, if you're ever in Philly, go to a place called Alice Pizza. So good. I don't know why they call it Alice Pizza. They had the best spinach ricotta ravioli with pesto genovese. Oh, mwah. And I got a glass of wine. I think I got a Montepulciano di Abruzzo, because that tastes so good with pesto sauce. And I had arancini. I had these little, like, hi. I love you. I love you. I had these the arancini is basically like little rice balls. They're fried balls with risotto and then mozzarella cheese and like herbs. And you can do sausage, you can mix them with sausage, you can mix them with cheese alone. And they were so good. And they put this like meat, like, I don't know if it was a ragu sauce, but the base was either a marinara pomodoro ragu sauce. And then they put the arancini ball on top. You can tell I love food, right? And then I ordered calamari. I kind of went all out because I was in a very, I basically looked at it as like self-care. And I'll never get, my mom was like, you shouldn't be spending money. You should be like looking for work. And I'm like, I was looking for work. I was also healing from the tragedy of trauma, of stalking and harassment and hacking. So I didn't really give a shit about, like, I wanted to find work, but I also wanted to tend to the garden of my soul and help cultivate peace and harmony. So I was like, let me do the things that bring me joy and happiness or whatever. So I would go out, and then I would Yelp. I do a lot of Yelp reviews, so I would Yelp about the place. So I got that. I took myself out. I got the, oh my god, it was a molten cake. It was a molten lava cake, and they made it so, it was a chocolate souffle basically. So if you go to Chili's, I think they have this at Chili's. That's like the basic version. I'm talking like the gourmet version of this. So they get like it's a souffle. I haven't yet to make it. They put it kind of when you think of those creme brulees when they put them in a ramekin, like the little ceramic circular white ramekins with that are etched with lines on the side. Yeah, but this one was no ramekin, just plopped in the plate, chocolate sauce. I think like a white anglaise kind of drizzle. Anglaise, it's like almost like a white chocolate sauce, and then they paired it with a scoop of their Italian gelato, bro. And I was happy. I was like, because the thing is, I'm comfortable with my own energy. I don't mind, like, I'm not gonna seek out companionship just willy-nilly, because if I'm gonna seek companionship, it's because I want to put forth time and effort to make sure I'm meeting someone that matches my vibe and is on the same level as me, and is not going to be like bullshit me and waste my time. That's just for me. And if I can't find that, then I'm going to create that energy myself. So I sit, and I've taken myself out to brunch, and I've had the best times. And yeah, you can go on your phone, maybe bring a book. I am guilty of like going on my phone though, like while I'm eating or whatever, and I'll like read the news or I'll watch a video. But I also encourage you to people watch, look around look around you, watch, around you. Don't be afraid of what people might say about you. Don't be afraid. Bless you, sneezy, bless you. Oh, another sneezies. Oh my god, 4 sneezies. You have allergies, Bibber. We gotta figure that out. See, that's another thing about living in a small town. The vet that I was using, who I thought I can vet the vet, right? She doesn't do blood work, even though on her website it says she does blood work. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, the perks of being a targeted person, right? And I know I am 100%, but I don't like to talk about it too much. But she literally said that they don't do blood work. And on her website it says that they do blood work. And I'm like, bro, God, throw me a bone here. I'm like, I get it. I'm on the journey. Like, I'm on the, what they say, the hero's journey. But like, bro, oh my god. So yeah, so I don't really trust. I know I need to move. I know that. Just for my well-being. I won't thrive here. I feel like I'm being, honestly, it feels like I have like bullies that are hidden, like hidden enemies kind of thing. And I also think, I do feel like I'm blessed. I do have like hidden helpers. What are you doing, silly? What are you doing? Hello. Anyways, so, yeah, and I'm still kind of like deciding. I was going to think about Ohio, apparently I did my reading. It said that there wouldn't be a good place for me to live, which is frustrating because there was a child life specialist position there that I know I would have done it justice. It was for the NICU, and I worked in the NICU. I did extensive research on the NICU when I worked there, because I wanted to be respectful and have reverence for the environment I was working in. Because NICU, let me tell you, NICU nurses are very careful and, what's the word? Like, I'd say territorial over their babies, but man, because they know their stuff. Like, they know the ins and outs of NICU care. So, and I have much respect for NICU nurses, but yeah, so this is life. But I really do, if this vlog moment turns into like an encouragement moment for women, like, and if you're a man, do the same thing too. If you're a single man, bro, I hate like when we do these self-affirming or self-fulfilling prophecies where I literally saw a video on my IG feed, and it was like, bro, I'm so single that like I have no need to charge my phone at night because no one's gonna be texting. And he's like, I'm so single that and I'm like, bro, stop. You're literally complaining about being single and you don't want to be single. stop speaking about it. Speak faith into what you want, you know? And if you are single, enjoy it. Because let me tell you, there are moments, like literally when I was in the kitchen cooking and I have my music on, I go, I'm not gonna be able to do this. If I ever meet a nice man, I can't play my EDM, you know, Tiesto, Kygo, Zed music, you know, like super loud, because what if the person doesn't like that unless they like EDM music? You know, like just little things like or like when I sing in the shower, or I do sometimes, I sing like for fun, I sing like Broadway show tunes. You can call me a nerd, call me a geek. I grew up around musical theater. It was my life. That was, you know, that was my thing. Even though dance, I'm really more inclined to dance. I love ballet and stuff like that. But yeah, so like I can't, sometimes I like to, it sounds silly, I like to dance in the kitchen. Like I'll literally be doing grand battements and like en cloches when you put your leg in attitude and you go back and forth and you swing. Anyone who knows dance would understand this. If you don't, when you do like in the dance class, they do like with their hands, they go doo doo doo, they mark the bar exercises with their hand, you'll understand. If you've never done dance, I know it would look funky, but I do that in my kitchen, which may sound weird. I'll break out into dance spontaneously while I'm cooking because I like to play music. I also, when I'm doing dishes, I like to do that as well. Hi. Hello. Hello. Oh, she's being silly. She's being silly. Are you giving the side eye? I hope I got that picture. I was trying to take a picture. When you record a video on your iPhone, you can take a picture and like snap it like in real time. You need a belly. I call her legs chicken legs. They look like chicken wings. She has a very prominent rib cage too. I've learned, if you want to know if your dog's overweight, check their rib cage. You want to be able to see this prominent like hump here, and then it goes down, you know. Look at her. She looks like a T-Rex. She's like, arr. So, what are we at? 26 minutes. I might cut this short. My phone is at 8% battery, so I need to hurry this up. Finances, kind of not worried. I just don't know. I know I probably, this sounds bad to say this, but I probably end up going to a collections agency. I know it's not good to say this on the internet, but it's true. So because I had to take off time from working, I basically, and you say, oh, then why didn't you do unemployment? I try to look on unemployment on the Vermont website. It's weird though. It's not the same like it was when I was in Florida and COVID was happening. It's different. So I couldn't really do that. I tried to do to get disability right through Atticus law, but they said that I wasn't qualified because they said if you expect to work in the next year, then you don't qualify. So I didn't do disability. And plus, what are you going to say? Oh, I was depressed and I'm sad, or I got anxiety because I was stalked or whatever. Like, they're not going to get, there's people who are in wheelchairs and they can't even get disability. So like a woman who's able to walk and move around and can think and is logical, rational, reasonable, they're going to be like, no. And I don't blame them. That would be like stealing money. So, but finances, I am kind of like, I know my credit score is going to go, which is sad because I know I'm going to, my my well has run dry in terms of finances, and I know there's different things. Like I said, there's TEFL. I could teach English online, and there's what's the other one? Teaching English, and there's Outlier, which is like basically you do freelance writing to help chatbots or AI chatbots you know, develop their like to help developing the software for the AI chatbots and stuff. And I do like to write, so I know I'd probably be good at it, but I'm kind of like, I want like a job, you know, because I can't be doing freelance work and making $10 an hour here and $20 an hour there for different projects. I need like a job. So, and I did interview for a job recently. I'm kind of like, it seems good, but it's tech sales, technically, no pun intended. But the market that it's for is kind of a niche that I like, health and wellness and stuff. So, and like fitness industry. So I did work for 2 years. I worked longer than that as a yoga instructor. So I'm not like, you know, but I also, I very much, I'm someone like, I'm a mental health advocate and I care about health and well-being. And my long-term goal is I would love to become a trauma-informed licensed mental health counselor or therapist. Psychologist, I don't really think that's my wheelhouse, because it's a little bit different. Like, you diagnose diseases and stuff, and I think because I'm I'm empathic, I would end up taking on the like, are you covering your face? I would end up taking on the disease from the person. I'd be like, I'd feel so sorry for them. I don't need any more compassion fatigue. I already have enough compassion fatigue for the world in general, for strangers. I can only imagine if I had someone sitting across from me, like, you know, telling me their problems, and I'd be like crying, like, no, you know, hello, what are you doing? Are you playing? Are you playing? So, yeah. But I'm happy to be alive. I'm here. You know, there's a song on I have a song. I listen to all different types of music. There's a song on my Christian playlist that's called Alive and Breathing. I think it's by Matt Maher, and I don't know. I think we owe it to ourselves, even in our moments where you're like, you feel so defeated. Get your shit up. Like, get the F up. Because there's someone who can't. There's going to be someone in a hospital bed who's on dialysis or going through chemo, or, you know, having their leg amputated, who wishes that they could have the life that you have. So whenever I have moments and I'm like, this sucks so much, people are such dicks, I remind myself, I'm like, give yourself grace. And, you know, if you're breathing, your lungs are working, your brain is functioning, you have a roof over your head, even if you're like almost dirt poor and in bikini bottom and finances like I am, you kind of have to just, you dig your heels in and you say, hey, you know what, this is just temporary. This is where I am right now, but it'll change. So, you know, and if anything, you take this away from this, if you're a single man or single woman, take yourself out on a date. Especially if you live in the city. If you, I don't live like in a, you know, I live in a small town. The only two places I have, like, literally, there's a China buffet, which I love China buffet. Those people are awesome. Their food is so fucking good. I'm sorry. And you might dig further and you're like, oh my god, but Chinese food is so bad for you. It has MSG. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you think. If it tastes good, it's going in my mouth. It's going to go in my belly, and I'll poop it out later. So, you know, as long as there's no poison in it, I'm good to go. You know, but take yourself out on a date, enjoy yourself, celebrate you. And once you celebrate you, you will meet someone who will resonate with that same vibration as you, because they're going to notice how much you love yourself, and they're going to be like, I want in on that energy. If they're a normal functioning human being, if they're a con artist, scammer, racist, narcissist, sociopath, yeah, I would say run. And it's, let me tell you, those people are kind of the hardest ones to find out about, because they disguise themselves so well. A narcissist is like a master manipulator. They know exactly all the right things to say. They know everything about you, so they know your weaknesses, so they know how to trigger you, and they know how to reel you in. Be mindful of those people. Especially if you're someone like me and you're spiritual and you're intuitive, bro, they will exploit the shit out of you. Meaning, they will take your kindness and mistake it for weakness, or they will take your kindness and use you and take advantage of you. So be mindful of that. Just a word to the wise. But yeah, if anything from this vlog, I would say take yourself out on a date, love yourself, and don't worry about being picky, especially in dating. Like, you have to be picky, especially if you're someone, if you believe in monogamy and you believe in having one partner for the rest of your life. Now we're into this whole thing about ethical non-monogamy and whatever. I'm not gonna get, I don't know if I'm ready to do that video yet, because I'm just like, I was gonna do one on that topic of polyamory versus like monogamy. What are the benefits of both? What are the downsides? Because for me, I like to be an objective consumer in anything. I like to listen to both sides, right? Whether it's Republican, liberal, independent, whether it's someone, if you like to drink your coffee super black, or you're someone who likes lattes and frappuccinos, I will listen to both camps, because to me, to be a well-informed consumer, you have to know both sides. You have to listen to both, you know, because then you're just going to look like an asshole who cares only about their way or the highway. It's not like you go, hey, let me consider other points of view, right? And to me, I think the best decisions come out of community and come out of being unanimous, you know, or being you know, objective, instead of, because if you're subjective, then you everything's going to be the way you want it, and you can't really, you know, that's not the way life goes. Like, you know, it's like, think about the United States of America, right? In every state, you're going to have people from all different walks of life. You're going to have people that are doctors, lawyers. Imagine if we all were the same, how boring that would be. Can you imagine if, like, all of us were the same? Like, we dress the same. That would be like Stepford Wives, Twilight Zone. You know, all the food was the same. Chicken, rice, potatoes. Bland, boring. No, I want bistec en pollo empanizado with like, you know, or lomo salteado. I want, you know, General Chow's chicken with the spices. I want, you know, maybe Haitian Creole, Jamaican jerk chicken. I don't know, whatever. That's what makes, I think, the variety and the spiciness of life, right? I do need to order groceries though. So I'm going to do that right now. I need to charge my phone because it's probably gonna die any second now. And what else? I was considering for a hot second there, but I'm kind of like, so I have this not love-hate relationship but with singing, but I did used to sing growing up. I love singing, and I feel weird because I'm like, I don't ever plan on being on Broadway. I don't want to be on Broadway, first of all. I gave up performing. Don't bite your tail like that. I gave up performing a long time ago. Even though I put on my bucket list, it would be fun to try out for like one day to be an ensemble in a Broadway show. That would be really cool. But no, I don't really want to do that. I just sing because it's just, I love the melodies and the stories that the song, like, she's gonna jump down. Good girl! That the song invokes and whatnot. So I was like, oh, maybe I should sing on my vlog. But then I don't know. I'm too scared to. Maybe one day. I don't know, but I'm like, what would I be singing for? That's like singing for attention, even though like I don't want to like I know that the thing is, there are people who are really good entertainers. Like, I actually subscribe to, if you ever want to check out a really cool kids I don't know if he's a kid, his name's Noah Red. I love his voice. There's also there's young talent, like there's this girl named DJ Gabby on Instagram, amazing, so talented.